Hello everyone, welcome back to IGCSE Made Easy. I am David Samuel. So today we are going to start with paper code 0580/22 October November 2021 paper 2 extended. Question number 1. The temperature at midnight is minus 8.5 degrees Celsius. The temperature at 11 a.m. is minus 1 degree Celsius. Work out the difference between the temperature at midnight and the temperature at 11 a.m. So we have to find out the difference between the difference means subtraction. So between the temperature at midnight. So midnight temperature is minus 8.5 and the temperature at 11 a.m. Because we have to write the biggest one first, minus 1 degree Celsius, and we will write 8.5 according to the number line. So let's use a calculator to solve this. So minus of 1 minus of minus 8.5. Be careful while solving because if you are writing minus 8.5 in front of before this minus 1, then you will get minus of answer. Then because we are increasing, right, the temperature gets increased in morning, it's get increases actually. So the answer is 7.5. So let's move on. Question number 2. The stem and leaf diagram shows the age in year of each of 15 women. So the key is also given here. 3-1 means 31. So 3-5 means 35. Goes on. We have to complete the statement here. The model ages. Model means the mode. So highest repeated value. So which value is mostly repeated? You can see this 41 and 41 repeat 2 times. So we can write 41 as the, you have to count like this, 41, right? So 41 is the model age. And median. So to find out the median, actually, you know, the total value is 15. The median is actually the mid value. So the total value given is 15. Because it's an odd number, so we will add 1 to it and divide it with 2. If the value is odd number, the formula is n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, the total value plus 1 divided by 2. So it will be like 16 divided by 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8th value. So what is 8th value? 8th value is, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 comes. So it means that 3 means you have to read it as 43. So 43 is the median. The percentage of women that are older than 51 years. Okay, let me erase all these things. So the percentage of women, we have to find out the percentage, okay, that are older than 51 years, sorry. 51 years, this is 50, right? So 52 is older than 51, and 53 is also, and 58 also. So how many people are there? Women are there? Three women are there who is older than 51 out of how much? 15, out of the total 15. And if I multiply this with 100, I'm going to get the percentage. So let's use our calculator now. So 3 by 100, 3 by 15, 3 by 15 times of 100, and that gives me answer 20. So how much percent of women are older than 51? So that is 20% of women. So let's move on. Question number 3. Change 2.15 hours into minute. See, there are two ways of doing. I'll teach you both the method. Whichever way you feel easy, you can take it. So it's like see, so we have 2 hours and 15 minutes, right? This is breaked into 2 because this is in hours. It's already given 2 hours, and it is very sure that it will be in 2 hours, right? But we have to change that into minute also. So I'm going to write this as 2 hour, and I'm going to write this 15. It's 0.15 as 0.15, right? I just change it as 2 hours and 0.15. And I know that 2 hour has 120 1 hour is 60 minutes, so 2 hours is 120 minute. I can easily convert the hours into minute, 120 minute. And 0.15, if I want to convert the minute into second, I have to use my calculator. I have to, because in 1 hour we have 60 minutes, right? So we can multiply 0.15 times 60, and that gives you 9. You can see 9 over there in calculator. So what we can do is we can plus, because 0.15, when I multiplied it with 60, I got 9. So this becomes 9 minutes now. So the total is 129 minutes. This is one of the answer. This is one of the answer that we need to find out. This is one of the way that we need to find. Another way is very easy. I'll use the calculator itself to solve it. Just look at it. Look at the calculator. I'll try to explain you nicely. So uh, we make it little bigger. See, now what I'm going to do is uh, I'm going to write this 2 point, because the question is 2.15, right? 2.15 hour into minutes. So I'll write 2.15, and then I'll just press equals to button. So this is what the displayed answer. Then after this, you have to press. Can you see a button written dot, comma, comma, comma? Okay. So if you are pressing that, that uh, after that you will get 2 hours 9 minutes, something like that. Okay. So it already displayed 2.15 as 2 hours and 9 minutes and 0 seconds in the calculator itself. So see, it's almost done. If you are using the calculator, it's very easy. So 2 hours and 9 minutes is shown, right? So 2 hours in the calculator itself, it's showing 2 hours and 9 minutes. So 2 hours and 9 minutes and 0 second it's showing. It means that 2 hour means 120 minutes. 1 hour is 60 minutes, so 2 hours is 120 minutes plus this is 9. So this is one of the way of doing, and this is another way of doing. Directly using the calculator, answer will be same for both the cases. I hope you understand. Oh, this is hidden. Okay, so this, yeah, 2 hour and 90 minute. I have shown you here. So that was hidden from the calculator. Anyway, I hope you understand this. Directly you can use the calculator to make it easy. So let's move. Question number 4. Triangle ABC and triangle ACD are isosceles triangle. Angle DAB is 86 and angle ADC is 58. Find the value of x. So because these two sides are equal, so this becomes an isosceles triangle. So the angle will be also equal to each other. If this angle is 58 and this angle is also 58, we can easily subtract 180 minus of 58 plus 58, and that will give me the answer 64. So this becomes 64 degrees Celsius, this only angle. Okay, so same way, if this is 64, this whole angle is I can show you with another pen. This whole angle is 86, right? So this angle will be equals to 86 minus 64, that is 22. 86 minus 64 is 22. So this is x, so this should be also equals to x, right? Because it's also an isosceles triangle. This side and this side is equal, so the angle will be also equals to each other. So either you can write like x plus 22 should be equals to 180, because it's an angle sum property of a triangle says all the three sums should be equals to. So we can write 2x plus 22 equals to 180, or usually we can even write 180 minus 22 divided by 2. That one will also work. So I'm just solving it algebraically. So 180 minus of 22 divided by 2. So we get 180 minus 22 is 158, and 158 divided by 2 is 79. So the value of x will be 79 each. Okay. So we got the answer, that is 79 degree. Question number 5. Angelique rents a room for party. The cost of renting the room is 15.50 for the first hour, then 7.25 for the additional hours. Okay, she pays total of 95.25 in total. Work out the total number of hours she rents the room. So for the first hour she is paying this one, that is for constant, and for 7.25 that is the additional hours. So let's say additional hours that she works is x. Okay, additional hour she works, let's say that is x. so so first she is actually renting for first hour, right? Cost of renting the room for the first hour is 15.50 plus 7.25 she is renting for additional hours. I have written additional hours as x. So 7.25 additional hours. When I add this first hour plus additional hours together, 7.25 with additional hour, so I'm getting the total as 95.25. It's also given in the question. So if I solve this one, so it should be 75.25x equals to 95.25 minus of 15.50. So let us use a calculator to solve this. Okay, so we have 95.25 minus of 15.50. Oh, sorry, 95.25 minus of 15.50, and that gives me 79.75. 79.75, and that we have to divide it with 7.25. Okay, 7.25 have to divide, and I got the value of x, that is 11. So x is what? The additional hours that she works, right? X is the additional hours that she works, but they are trying to ask you the total hours. What they have asked? The total hours she spent for the room. So the this is just an additional hours, right? X is an additional hour. So total hour is total hour. Already she worked for first hour, right? First hour she worked and she paid 15.50, and additional hour that she worked is 11. So the total hour that she is working is 12 hours. So keep it in mind. Generally you will be landing here and you will leave the answer over here, but this x is just an additional hour that she worked, but already she have worked for 1 hour, that you have to keep it in mind. So let's move. Question number 6. Without using calculator, work out the values. So we need to use the Bodmas rule also. So you know that I have a division sign here. If I write instead of division multiplication, so this number will be reversed. 6 will go up and 7 will come down. Okay, so you should know this. And the plus sign is there, plus 1 by 5. And the Bodmas rule says that we have to first multiply and then comes addition and subtraction. Okay, so you know this, right? So we have to multiply it. So if I cancel this also, 3 times 1, 3 times 2, I am getting the answer 2 by 7 plus 1 by 5. So either you can do cross multiplication or LCM method, both will work. If I do cross multiplication, this I have to multiply with this I have to multiply with this and this I have to multiply, right? So 5 times 2 gives you 10, and 7 times 1 is 7, and the bottom denominators, if I multiply 7 by the 35. So the answer is 17 by 35. Okay, this will be the answer, final answer. Question number 7. Katie has 5 white flowers, x red flowers, and 2x plus 1 yellow flowers. She picks a flower at random. The probability that it is white is 1 by 12. The probability of white is already given, right? We have to find the probability of yellow. So what we can do, because the probability of white is given, that is 1 by 2, so 1 by 12. So we can do one thing. We can find out the total values of the flower. That is, white is 5, red is x, and yellow is 2x. Let's find out the total, how much is total. So total is equals to 5 plus x is red flower, and 2x plus 1 is yellow flower. So this will be like x plus 2x is 3x, and 5 plus 1 is 6, so 3x plus 6, 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay, so 3x plus 6 is the total value, and we know that probability of white flour is 1 by 12. And we can represent the probability as uh, number of white flour divided by the total number of flours, right? So number of white flour is 5 and the total number of flour is 3x plus 6. So that will be equals to the probability of white flour, right? Probability of white flour, that is 1 by 12. So if I cross multiply and check it, I'm writing over here. This goes there and this goes there. 12 times 6 is 12 times 5 is 60, and 60 equals to 3x plus 6. So this goes there with a negative sign. So 60 minus of 6 equals to 3x. So 60 minus 6 is 54 equals to 3x. So x will be equals to 54 divided by 3. So x will be equals to 3 times 1 is 3, 24, 8. So value of x is 18. Okay. So now we have to find out the probability of yellow flour. So same way we have to write probability of the yellow flour divided by the total value, right? So what is the total value now? Because the total value, the x value is already, we got the x value, so total value we got it from here, that is 3x plus 6. So 3 into 18 plus 6, x value I've just inserted. So 18 times 3 is 54 plus 6, the total value is 60. Okay, and what is the total yellow flour? How much total yellow flours are there? Yellow flour is 2x plus 1, where the value of x is 18. So 18 times 2 is 36, and 36 plus 1 is 37. See, all of these you can easily use a calculator, but I'm just telling you the ways that we need to do. Yellow flour is the values are already given, so you can calculate like that. So the probability of yellow flour will be that we have to find out, right? Probability that is the flour is yellow is the total flour, yellow flour divided by the total number of flours, that is 60. So we have the final answer as 37 by 60. So let's move. Question number 8. Calculate this. I have to use a calculator for this. So let's take out a calculator and let me make it a little bigger. See, some of you are not using this calculator, so you have to be very careful because this is little advanced calculator I'm using. So let's use a calculator to solve this. So shift, then okay, then where I have to write the value of x as 4 there, and then here it's 39, and then shift, and I have to press 1 by 16, and that I will get the answer as 5 by 2 or 5 by 2 or 2.5. Both answers are correct. So if you have to, this is just 1 marks question, so you don't have to show any of the steps, so you can directly write the answer as 2.5. Question number 9. Write these values in order of size starting with the smallest. So we can take out a calculator to solve this easily. So what we have to do, just type the value here, that is 2.1 into 10 raised to power minus 1. We will try to make it into decimal, that is 0.21, right? So I'll write there 0.21, and this for the second case, this indicates there is a dot over the 2. It means that this 2 is being repeated endlessly. Okay, it's called as recurring decimals, so this 2 is being repeated endlessly, so it goes on like that. Okay, or we can even place a dot on it. So this is an endless number, endless 2 is there, and for the third one, 22% can be written as 22 by 100, right? Percentage. So 22 by 100 will be definite value 0.22. There is no other value after that. 0.22 is the value which we have to take, and then this we have to use a calculator. Let us use a calculator. Under root of 0.2 and that gives me the answer in decimal 0.447. So the answer is 0.447, and for this case it is also definite because it's being divided with 1000, so this will be 0.024. Okay, now the calculator work is over. Let's remove that, and we can easily identify using the decimal which one is greater and which one is smaller here. So the greatest value, that is the smallest value that we can have, it is this one, 0. Or I'll write the answer, that's 24 by 1000, and the second smallest is 0.21, so we can take it as 2.1 into 10 raised to power minus 1, and the third smallest is this one, 22%, because it's 0.22, 22% I have to write, and the fourth is the recurring one, 0.2 recurring. Don't get confused with why this is greater than this one, because it's being written as 0.222222, right? More than 2 is being repeated, but this is definite value 0.22, so no other number, so this will be the greater value than that. Then the last one is this one, so the left one, that is 0.447, or we can write it as 0.2. So let's move on. Question number 10. The interior angle of regular polygon is 156. Work out the number of sides of this polygon. So you should remember one thing. I'll tell you a basics of this one. Actually, if we have any of the polygon is such a figure that is having a line segment and it is being closed. Let's say this is a polygon and this is triangle, right? So you should remember 2 points. One is exterior angle of regular polygon. So if we have exterior angle of regular polygon, the sum will always be equals to 360. Let's say this is angle 1, this is angle 2, and angle 3. So angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 will always be equals to 360. This is one of the point you have to remember. The other point is, if we have exterior angle, the relation between interior angle and the exterior angle, this is interior angle, and the relation between interior angle and exterior angle is I plus E equals to 180. If I add the interior angle and exterior angle, I will get 180 as the sum. So if you remember this two, it's going to be easy. Now, as I told you that sum of exterior angle is always equals to 360. So we can easily find out the number of side also. If I to find out the number of side, based on this one, to find out the number of sides, we just have to number of side, we just have to divide this 360 with the exterior angle. Okay, so if I divide, because total sum of exterior angle is 360, so if I could divide the exterior angle with 360, I can easily find out the number of sides. So based on this method, we can easily solve this question. Interior angle of regular polygon is 156. So this is applicable to any of the question in regular polygon. Okay, but it should be regular. Regular means all sides should be equal. The interior angle of regular polygon is 156. So let's draw. I don't know how many sides it is, so I'm just drawing such something like this. So they are saying that interior angle of regular polygon is 156. So as per this rule, the exterior angle should be what? Exterior angle should be 180 minus 156. So it should be 24, right? You can use your calculator. Once I get exterior angle, you should know that because I want to find the number of side, as I told you, the sum of exterior angle will be always equals to 360 degree. So if I divide that to find out the number of sides, if I divide 360 with 24, I can easily get the number of sides. And if I divide in my calculator, I'll get number of sides as 15. I hope you understand. You just have to remember this two property and this one to find out the number of sides. You can easily calculate the value. So 15 is the number of sides of this regular polygon. So let's move. Question number 11. A car starts its journey by accelerating from a rest at a constant rate of 0.7 meter per second square for 20 seconds. Okay, you should know one thing, that it is starting at 0, right? It starts from 0 and it attains a constant rate. The rate will always be equals to the gradient or magnitude, we call it as m. Constant rate will always be m for 20 seconds. Okay, for 20 seconds is here. For 20 seconds, 20 long seconds, it is being constantly accelerating at a magnitude of 1, gradient of 0.7, sorry, at a gradient of 0.7 meter per second square. This is a gradient actually we are talking about, and reaching at a constant speed of, till it reaches a constant speed of 14 meter per second. So this is the constant speed where it reaches, right? This 14, there it comes from 14. Okay, it reaches here. So I hope this is clear till here. So it is being traveling from 0 at a constant rate of 0.7 per meter square, that is gradient, and till, and before reaching the constant speed of 14 per meter square. Okay, it reaches here and the speed is now 14 meter per second. That's what they are talking about. Okay, so then it is given that it then travel at 14 meter per second. Again the speed is 14 meter per second. It was here also 14 meter per second. Again the speed is 14 meter per second, but it is traveling for the same speed for 210 meter. Okay, so we have to plot it now. It's plotted. So you know that the diagram is given with time and the speed. It does not talk about the distance, right? So we have to change into time now, because speed is already given here. So speed is already given as 14 meter per second, and the distance is given as 210. And you know the formula, universal formula for speed is distance by time, and from there we can find out the time is distance by speed. Time is distance by speed. We will be using this formula because we need the time actually to plot the graph. So time will be distance by speed. Distance is 210 by speed is, sorry, distance is 210 and the speed is 14. If you divide this, you will get 15 seconds. Okay, so we got the time and we will plot it. 15 seconds till here, the time is 20 seconds, right? So after that 15 seconds we have to add up. So if I add 20 plus 15, it gives me 35. So 35 is somewhere here. So the car is traveling next next 15 seconds and travels a distance of 210 meter, right? Okay, then after that, what it says, the car then deaccelerates after attaining that speed and the distance. The car then deaccelerate, okay, at a constant rate of 1.4 meter per second square. As I told you, this meter per second square is actually the gradient that we are talking about, gradient, or the m value of m, we can call it as. So it deaccelerate acceleration always go up. This is an acceleration part, and deacceleration will be coming down. Okay, so remember that. So this is deacceleration till it comes to stop. Stop means zero, right? The speed is zero, the time is zero, right? Distance is zero, so everything will be zero when it stops. So this also we have to keep it in mind. So as I told you, this 1.4 is a gradient, right? That is the value of m, that is equals to 1.4, right? And because it is being deaccelerating, so it will be negative of 1.4, right? Keep this in mind, negative of 1.4. Acceleration is positive, that was constant acceleration, that was positive gradient 0.7 meter, and here it is negative of 1.4. And you very well know the formula of gradient m is y2 minus of y1 divided by x2 minus of x1. Okay, we will use this coordinate to find out the gradient. We know this, that from here only the car is going to deaccelerate. The coordinate of this is what? The coordinate of this is 35 comma 14, that is x is 35 and y is 14, and we need to find out where the deacceleration is. It can be anywhere, right? It can be anywhere. If it comes here, the value of x will be 45 and y will be 0, right? So you should know that y will definitely be 0, because there will be no y, right? Because only the value of x will be there in this case. So the blue line just was an imaginary line for you. So let's take the value. The m is minus of 1.4, and y2, see, as I told you, y2 will be definitely, so any coordinate will be lying over here, and y2 will be equals to 0, right? And the value of x, I'll take it as x. Okay, so wherever it can come, right here or here, wherever I am taking it as x, and y I am taking it as 0. So y2 will be 0 and y1 is this value 14, and x2 is I am taking it as x, and x1 is 35 there. So if we solve a little bit more, 1.4 equals to 0 minus of 14 is minus of 14 divided by x minus of 35. So if we solve this, I can take this there, this becomes x minus of 35, and I can bring this back here, minus of 14 divided by minus of 1.4. So if I divide this using my calculator, let us divide this using a calculator. Take out the calculator and let's divide this. So the division of 14, we'll write minus of 14, answer will be cancelled, negative negative, minus 14 divided by minus 1.4 will give you the answer 10, right? So x minus of 35 is 10. Okay, x minus of 35 is 10. So x minus of 35 equals to 10, positive of 10. So the value of x will be equals to what? This 35 will go there. 10 plus of 35 is 45. Okay, so what will be the value of x here? 45. So 45 is the point where the car will stop. I hope you understand. So the value of x is 45. So just that we have to plot it. So easily you can find out where the point meets using the gradient value. So I hope you understand. Now just we have to draw this line joining this. So this is your final answer. I hope this is clear to you. Let's move on. Question number 12. The table shows the 5 terms of sequence A, B and C. So we have to find out the nth term for all these things. So let's do that. So you should find out first the difference between this two, second term and first term. So second term minus of first term. Okay, this is, don't do first term minus of second. 3 minus of 8 is minus 5, and 2 minus of minus 2 minus of 3 is minus of 5 again, and this also gives you minus minus 5, sorry. This also gives you minus 5. So as I told you, to find out the nth term, it can be like very easy. What is the previous term of this one? The previous term should be like, because we are subtracting minus 5 towards the right side, so we will be adding plus 5 towards the left side. So 8 plus 5 is 13. So I'll write 13. Then whatever the common difference is, minus of 5 is a common difference, and we will write n to it. That's all, finished. So if you want to really understand it deeply, I have made one video for finding the nth term. So go and watch that video to understand it. And we did not do anything, we just tried to find out the previous term. The previous term we wrote it as 13, and the difference with that I just added n to it, that's all. So here in this case we will be individually doing that, over the top and over the bottom. This is 2 by 1. So actually over the top what's happening? 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6, right? What is the previous term of this? 2 minus of 1. So 2 minus of 1 is 1, right? We can write this as 1. So, and what is the difference? Plus 1 n. Okay, we can write it as n, plus 1 n or n, and that will be divided by the lower term. The lower term is this is also plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So it is also an arithmetic sequence. So what is the previous term of this one? The previous term should be equals to 0. Then only 0 plus 1 is 1, right? So the previous term is 0, and we will add n to the common difference, plus 1n. We can write it as 1 plus n divided by n, because 0 cannot, we don't have to write that. 1 plus n divided by n, that is your final answer. This is your final answer. Okay, then we can erase this one. Okay, this is actually multiple of 2. So this is geometric sequence multiple of 2. as I have discussed, I made one video how to find out the geometric sequence and all. You can easily get an idea of it. So whenever it is a geometric sequence, you can use this formula a into r n minus of 1. Okay, so this formula will be applying to for the geometric sequence. So a is the first value, that is 1 by 2, into r is a common ratio, that is 2 for each case, into raised to power n minus of 1. So this is the value. You can easily do it using the formula geometric sequence, and you should remember this one. I will not erase that one. So use this formula a into r n minus of 1. Okay, so we are done with the question. Let's move. Also, I would like to tell you that sometimes after this also, after this particular answer also, uh, they are solving like, I'll tell you that also. This we reached the answer just by using the formula 1 by 2 into 2 raised to power n minus of 1. Of course, if you will solve till here also, you will get full marks. But usually it is not completely solved. The reason is this 2, if I take it out over the top, it should be 2 raised to power minus 1. And here I get 2 raised to power n minus of 1. So when the bases are same, we can add the powers, right? So 2 raised to power minus 1 plus n minus of 1, we can write we can add the powers. These two powers I added. So we got the final answer is 2 raised to power n minus 1 minus 1 is minus 2. So we can also write the answer as 2 raised to power n minus of 2. Both the answers are accepted, this and this, but this is like not completely solved. If you want to solve it, you can bring this 2 up and make it as negative 2 raised to negative 1 and solve it. So will be like both the things are accepted, even though if you are not solving completely also. Okay, let's move on to question number 13. Question number 13. Write 243 into 10 227 into 2 raised to power 27 raised to power 2n as a power of 3 in term of n. So okay, so we have to make a single power of 3. So we can write this as a power of 3 as 3 raised to power 5, and we can also make 27 as 3 raised to power 3, but over there we already have 2 raised to power n. So we can write this as 3 raised to power 5 into 3 raised to power 3 times 2 is 6n. So now we can write, because the bases are same here, so we can add the powers. 3 raised to power 5 plus 6n. So that's our final answer. Even we can write 3 raised to power 6n plus 5, both are correct. Okay, for B part, k is equals to 2 into 3 square times p cube, where p is a prime number greater than 3. So write 6k square as a product of the prime factor of p. Okay, so 6k square, we have to write the product of prime factor. 6k square is equals to what? Actually k, the value of k is here. So 6 into k is k, value of k, I'll just put the value of k is this one, so I'll put the value of k. So 2 into 3 square into p cube, and this is k, but I have to do k square because we are talking about k square. So if I solve this individual number inside will be affected by this square, right? So it will be like 2 square, and this will become 3 4, because 2 times 2 is 4, and this will become p6. Okay, multiple, and we can write this 6 as 2 times 3 as 6, and this becomes 2 square into 3 raised to power 4 into p raised to power 6. So if I open up everything, because everything is in multiple, so it becomes 2 raised to power 3, 2 into 3 into 2 raised to power 2 into 3 raised to power 4 into p raised to power 6. So this is 1, this is 1, right? So if I solve this one and this one, I should get 2 raised to power 3, and if I solve this one and this one, I should get 3 raised to power 5, and the last one left is p raised to power 6. So this becomes p raised to power 6. So we got the final answer as 2 raised to power 3 into 3 raised to power 5 into p raised to power 6. Let's move on. Question number 14. PQ are a point on a circle. ST is a tangent to the circle at R. Write down the value of x. Give your reason for your answer. So the value of x, this will be equals to this one. The reason for that is the value of x will be equals to 55, and the reason for that is alternate segment theorem. Alternate segment theorem, because in alternate segment theorem this angle will be equals to the interior angle of that. Okay, then the other part is another tangent of from the point S touches the circle at V. Give the geometrical reason why the triangle SVR is isosceles. So another tangent is drawn from the point S. This is point S. So I'll erase these things. Another tangent is drawn from point S. So this is point S. Okay. From there, another tangent is drawn to the circle. It's somewhere like this. Okay. So tangent is the line that touches only one point of the circle. Be careful with that. So this is point V, and they are saying that give the reason why the triangle SVR is isosceles. Why the triangle SVR is isosceles. So why it is isosceles? Because whenever the tangent is drawn from an external point, it is because the reason is when the tangent is drawn, when the tangent is drawn from a point to the circle, when the tangent is drawn from a point to the circle, it is equal. It is equal. Something like this. If we are drawing a tangent from a same point, right? From this point, if I draw a tangent, and from the same point if I draw the another tangent, then this two length will be equal to each other. Keep it in mind, this two length will be equal to each other. This is actually the property of a circle. So that's why this is an isosceles triangle, because when two sides of a triangles are equal, it's an isosceles triangle. So we can write this. So let's move on. Question number 15. A is the point 3, 16 and B is the point 8, 31. Find the equation of line that passes through A and B. So just understand this. There is a point A and there is another point B, and A is the coordinate of point A is 3, 16 and coordinate of point B is 8, 31. So they are saying that equation of line we need it, which passes through this 2 point. Okay, we have to find out the equation of the line, the blue line that I have drawn. The equation of that line we have to find out. You know that the equation of any of the line can be written as y equals to mx plus c, right? Where the value of uh, we just need the value of m and we just need the value of c. The rest all will be y equals to something like that. The same equation we have to write. So we just want to find the value of m. Let's find out the value of m. We already used in the previous question, m is equals to y2 minus of y1 by x2 minus of x1. So the value is y2 is here, that is 31, minus of y1 is 16, divided by x2 is 18, x2 is 8 and x1 is 3. If we solve this, 31 minus of 16 is 15 and 8 minus of 5 is 8 minus of 3 is 5, and we got m as 3 because 5 times 3 is 15, right? So m will be 3. Now what we can do, because I want the c value, right? Because we got the value of m, we want the c value. So we can put any of the value of x and y to find the value of c. We know that the equation of line is y equals to mx plus c, where I got the value of m as 3, and I know the value of y is 16 and value of x is 3. So value of y is 16 and I'll put m as 3 and value of x is 3. x is also 3 and m is also 3 there, and we can easily find out the value of c. So we have 16 here, 3 times 3 is 9 plus c. So the value of c will be equals to 16 minus of 9, and c will be equals to 16 minus of 9 is 7. Okay, we got the value of c. We just have to insert in this one to get the value of c. It is very simple now. We got the value of m and c. That is enough for creating an equation of line. Now m is 3 and x plus c is 7. So that's all. Finally answer done. 3x plus or 7. Let's move. Part B. The line CD has equation y equals to 0.5x minus of 11. Find the gradient of the line that is perpendicular to the line CD. So always keep it in mind, if we have any equation of, if we are already given with an equation of line and we have a magnitude as m. So another line, if it is perpendicular to that, this line magnitude will be reciprocal of negative of the value. See, the value was m, now it is reciprocal, that is 1 by m, and negative of that. So the another value of another equation of the line that is perpendicular to that, the another line, then the value of the gradient will be negative as well as reciprocal of that. One of the equation is already given, that is y equals to 1 by 2x. 0.5 can be written as 1 by 2, right? 1 by 2x is 1 by 2x minus of 11. This is one of the equation that is already given, and this is value of m. So m is, for this case, 1 by 2. As I told you, if you want to find out the gradient of the line that is perpendicular to this line, perpendicular to the line CD, means what will happen? This is m1, so m2 will be equals to what? Negative of the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 1 by 2 is 2. Reciprocal means this will 2 will go up and 1 will come down. So reciprocal is 2 and negative of that. So the answer is minus of 2. So let's move. Question number 16. Sachin picks a number at random from the first three multiple of 3. Okay. First three multiple of 3 is what? Multiple of 3 is 3, 6, 9. First 3 is this one, right? Multiple of 3. And he then picks a number at random from the first three prime number. First three prime number is 2, 3, and 5. This is the first three. The least prime number is 2, and then 3 and 3 and then 5. This is first three prime number. So he then picks a number at random. First three prime number is taken, and then first three multiple is also taken. He then adds the two number to find a score, right? So this row is for multiple of 3 and this is for prime number. So what all multiple of 3 is given? 3 is already given here, multiple of 3. The other number is 6, so I'll write here 6. And the prime number that we have, it has 2 and 3 is already taken, so 5 I have to write it here. And then what he did, actually he is adding the things, right? So he's adding 2 plus 3 is 5 here, right? And 3 plus 3 is 6 here, like that he's adding. So yeah, so what we can do is we can add and write the thing. 6 plus 2 is 8 here, and 6 plus 3 is 9 here, and 3 plus 8 is 3 plus 5 is 8, and 6 plus 5 is 11, and 9 plus 5 is 14, and 9 plus 3 is 12. So these are the number that we have to fill. Let's move to part B now. Part B, given that the score is even, find the probability that one of the number he pick is 9. Given that the score is even means we have to find out the number that are even here, right? So the scoreboard is here, right? Actually we can see that the scoreboard we have to calculate. These are the scores when we add it, the prime numbers and multiple of 3. So these are the score. From there we have to find out the even numbers. So how many even numbers are there? One is this one is also even, so this one is also even, so this is also even, and this is also even. So 14, that's 14, so even. So there are how many evens? There are 5 even numbers. There are 5 even number. Out of that, find the probability that one of the number he pick is 9. So 9 is see, the 9 value multiple of 3, where the 9 value is picked from this and this, 12 and 14. So 12 and 14 means 2 number that he need to pick out of that, that is 9, right? So 2 out of 5 will be our answer. Probability of, so that answer is 2 by 5. So question number 17, solve this. So we know that this bracket will be equals to 0 and this also bracket will be equals to 0. So we can write 5x minus 3 will be equals to 0, and we can write 5x equals to 3 and x will be equals to 3 by 5. One of the value is 3 by 5. Other value also we can write 2x plus of 7 equals to 0 and 2x equals to minus of 7. So the value of x is minus 7 by 2. Oh, sorry. 2x is minus 7 by 2. So this is the two values of x. So let's move. Question number 18. Solve the simultaneous equation. And here we know that this equation is also, this equation is equals to y and this equation is also equals to y, because they both are equal to y, so they will be equal to each other, right? So the x square minus of 9x plus of 21 will be equals to 2x minus of 3 because they both are equals to y. So if we will try to pair the things, so minus of 9x, I can bring this 2x over the left hand side with 9x, and 21 is there plus of 3. This will also come with this with the positive 3 and other side will be 0. So let's solve this. X square minus of 9x minus of 2x is minus of 11x, and 21 plus 3 is 24 equals to 0. So what we can do after this, we can split in the middle term, right? So if I want to split this 11 into middle term, we have to find out the extreme term multiple. So extreme term multiple is 24, right? 24 into 1 is 24. So 24 factor is 1 times 24, we write 2 times 12, and 3 times 8 is also 24. We will be using this factor, that is 8 times 3 is 24, because 8 plus 3 gives me 11, right? So I can write it as, because I want negative 11, so I can write it as negative of 8x plus of 3x to make it as 11. I use this factor 3 and 8 to make it as 11. So negative of 8x plus of 3x got me 11. So rest all number I'll keep it as same. So x square. So what I'll do after this, I'll try to take a common from this 2 and take a common from this 2. So if I take out common, then I should get x as common, and here I'll be left with x minus of 8, and this side I'll be left with 3 if I take it as common. So then here I should get the value of x. Wait, there is a small mistake that I have made. Then I should write here negative instead of positive, because minus 8 minus of 3 is 11, right? Not plus 3. So minus 8 plus 3 is minus 5. So this should be negative of 3. Although I just got it because both the brackets should be same. That's why I was confused. So now we can easily calculate. Here I should have negative of 3. Here I should write negative of 3, and x should be in common, and negative of 8 again, because minus of 3 into x is minus 3x, and minus of 3 into minus of 8 is plus of 24. With that also it's easy to identify. So we should always land up with the same bracket both the sides. So we have both the brackets, that is x minus of 3 and x minus of 8. So rest all we have to write it as 0. So finally we got the values of x. So I'll put this as equals to 0, x minus of 3 equals to 0. So I got the value of x as 3 plus 3, and I get x minus of 8 is 0, this equals to 0, so x equals to plus 8. So what I'll do, I got value of one of the x and another value of x. So I'll put this value of x in this equation, in the given equation, this one, to find out the value. So y is equals to 2x minus 3, right? So y is equals to 2x minus 3. The value of x is 3. So 2 times 3 minus of 3. So y is equals to 6 minus of 3. So we got y is equals to 6 minus of 3 is 3. When x is 3, I got the value of y as 3 again, right? When x is 8, putting in the same equation, 2x minus of 3 in the given question, it's given in the question. So y is equal to 2 into x as 8, I'll put it. So y is equal to 8 times 2 is 16 minus of 3, and 16 minus of 3 is 13. So another value of y is 13. I hope this is clear. I have done using the middle term split. So it's being easy because students are trying some of the questions using the calculator and might be difficult for you. If it is difficult, then you can use the middle term split. Anyway, let's move on. Question number 19. In these Venn diagrams, shade the given region. So I'll be using my method to teach you this one. So what I can do is I just label it as 1, 2, 3 and 4. All the segments I just label it as 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's break A dash union B as, what will be A dash actually? A dash means not A, means leaving A, everything should be covered, right? So if I want to leave A, this is A, right? If I want to leave A, what else is there? 3 and 4 is there, correct? So I'll write 3 and 4. Okay, then B dash. What is B dash? B dash means not B, except B every value. So this is B. So except B, what all values are there? 1 and 4, correct? Now, what is that? Now what we have to identify is we need to find out A dash union of B dash, right? So A dash is this one, B dash is this one. Union means all the values in that, right? So we need to shade 3, we need to shade 4 once, and we need to shade 4 because 4 is being repeated, right? So we will be shading that. So we need to shade all the values, the region that is covered into A dash and B dash. So 1, 3, 4. So if I want to shade 1, I'll be shading like this 1. And if I want to shade 3, then I should shade this 3 also like this. And the 4 is here, so we have to shade all the part of 4. So we have to finish it like that. Except 2, everything will be shaded, keep it in mind, okay? Except 2, everything will be. So this is very easy way of doing, just by labeling it as 1, 2, 3, and you can easily find out any question will be very easy using this method. Okay, for the second part, uh, let's split it like this: C union D. Okay, what is C union D? So let's label it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. I just labeled all these segments as 1, 2, 3, 4. And what is C union D? Union means all the values included, right? So let me shade it for you for now. That shade is not needed anyway. But I'll see union D is, this is C, right? All the part in C, and all the part in D is C union D. So I'll write the values of that in this bracket, curly bracket. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, all the values in C union D. And next I'll solve for E dash. What is E dash? Let me take out this. What is E dash? This was 5, right? What is E dash? Okay. This was like that. Yeah. What is E dash? E dash means except E, I have to shade everything, right? So E is 4, 5, 6, 7. So except that, I have to write all the values. So we have E dash as 1, 2, 3 and 8. Now what is happening between these two? Intersection means the common number, right? So what all commons are there? 1 is common here, 2 is common here, 3 is common here, right? So except no other matches there. 4 is not here, 5 is not here, 6 and 8, they both are not common. So we just have to shade the 1, we just have to shade the 1, we have to shade 2, then we have to shade 3. Easiest way of doing this Venn diagram. That's all. This is your final answer. Okay, let's move on. Question number 20. F of x is given and g of x and h of x is given here. Find f of 6. So usually we have to move on like this, okay? From left to right we have to go. So first we have to find out f of 6. So what is f of 6? So this is f of x. So f of 6 is, we just have to put the value of x as 6. So 2 into raised to power x as 6, I have to put 6 minus of 3. So f of 6 will be equals to 2 raised to power 6 minus of 3 is 3. So f of 6 is equals to 2 raised to power 3 is 8. Now as I told you, we have to move from left to right. So we already solved f of 6. We already solved f of 6. Now we will be solving f of 6. F of 6 is this one. So f of 6 will be equals to what? This is 8. So we have f of 8 now, because this becomes 8, right? So f of 8 is equals to what? I'll put directly f of x where x is 8. So x is 8, so 2 raised to power 8 minus of 3. So f of 8 will be equals to 2 raised to power 8 minus of 3 is 5, and 2 raised to power 5 is 32. So actually it was actually equals to f of 6, and f of 6 is equals to 32. I hope you understand this. So answer is 32. So here they are asking g inverse of, find g inverse of g of x plus of 21. So you should know that inverse means, if I write x and inverse of x is 1 by x, right? Or I can also write this 1 by x as x raised to power negative 1. So same way, inverse is actually the g inverse, and g will be like cancelled to each other, because g inverse is written as 1 by g, and this is already g there. So this g and g got cancelled out, so we are only left with x plus of 21. That is our answer. Keep it in mind, this g inverse can be written as 1 by g, and this g is there, so g and g got cancelled out. We are left with x plus 21. So let's move on. Find x when f of x is h of 84. So f of x is already given, that is 2 raised to power x minus of 3, and h of x is 5 by x minus of 4. So h of x is equals to 5 by x minus of 4, and if I put value of x as 84, so h of 84 will be equals to what? 5 by 84 minus of 4, right? Because x value is 84. So that will be equals to 5 by 84 minus of 4 is 80, and if we cancel it, 5 times 1, 16 times 5 is, so h of 84 is 1 by 16, and this 1 by 16 will be going to, it is going to equal with, it is equal with f of x, right? F of x is equals to what? F of x is equals to this value, 2 raised to power x minus of 3. So 2 raised to power x minus of 3 equals to 1 by 16. That is equals to h of 84, right? H of 84 is 1 by 16. So because I want to find the value of x, so I can make the bases as same. How can I make? 16 is actually 2 raised to power 4, right? I can write 16 as 2 raised to power 4, and when this 2 raised to power 4 goes up, it will be like 2 raised to power minus of 4, okay? Because power will change when changing the direction. Now here the bases are same, bases are 2, so we can equate the powers will be equal to each other. When the bases are same, powers will be equal to each other. So we can say that x minus of 3 is equals to minus of 4. So x equals to minus of 4 plus of 3. So x equals to minus of 1. So the value of x is minus 1. Let's move. Question number 21. Expand and simplify this. So we can write this as x minus of 3 and x minus of 3, because it's being written 2 times x square. So 2x plus of 5, 2x plus of 5. The only other part, x minus of 3 whole square, we can also use directly the formula a minus b whole square, that is a square plus b square minus 2ab. Rather than that, if you don't remember the formula, it is very easy for It is also easy if you multiply it like that, expand the bracket, this into this and this into this. That's not a problem. Okay, so x into x is x square. If you don't remember the formula, this is the actual way of doing. X into x is x square minus of 3x minus of 3x and then plus of 9, right? So we got it like this. So other side we have 2x plus of 5 there. So if I solve it little bit more, I will get x square minus of 6x, 3x plus 3x minus of 3x is 6x minus 6x plus of 9. So this is one of the bracket, other side is 2x plus of 5. So if I multiply this individually, so this will be like x square will be multiplied with this one and x square again will be multiplied with this one. Okay, so x square into 2x is 2x cube and x square into 5 is 5x square, and then the same thing I have to do it with the same thing I have to do it with this one. Oh, sorry, the same thing I have to do with this one and this one. So I'll be doing like that. Minus 6x into 2 is minus of 12x and minus 6x into 5 is minus of 6 5 is 30x, and then the same thing I'm going to do it with the last number, that is 9. Okay, so 9 into 2 is 18, so plus 18x, and 9 into 5 is 45. So this we have to simplify. So we have to pair it. Cube, there is no pair, so we will write that alone. So 2x cube, and then square, there are pairs. This is one of the pairs, square. I think I made some mistake in square. I have to find out that. Wait. So this is 3 times 6 times 2 is 12, and 12x square should be there. Yes. So this should be 12x square, because when I multiplied 6 times 2 it was 12, and 12x square I should have written. Okay, so this is 12x square. So 5x square minus of 12x square is minus of 7x square. So minus of 7x square, because I paired this two already. Then we have the pairings of x. So we can say that 30 minus 30 plus of 18 is minus of 12x, minus of 12x, and the last one is plus of 45. So this will be our final answer, 2x cube minus of 7x square, sorry, this should be square, 7x square minus of 12x plus of 45. So this you have to do it very carefully, because see, sometimes it happens. So you have to very carefully doing the questions. uh, yeah, let's move on to the question number 22. Question number 22, solve the equation and the value of x should lie between 0 and 360. So what we can do is, uh, so let's first write the equation, that is 7 sine x plus of 2 equals to 0. When I shift this 2 on the other side, it will be equals to minus of 2. One of the value of x will be like we can get from this equation itself. So sine x will be equals to what? Minus 2 by 7, right? And the value of x will be equals to what? Sine inverse of minus 2 by 7. Now definitely we have to use our calculator to solve this. Let me take my calculator. Come here. Let's do that. So we can solve it in our calculator. Sine inverse of minus 2 by 7, and I get the answer as minus 16.60. Okay, the value of x is minus 16.60. Sometimes we get the value from here itself. So if we don't get, also not an issue, minus 16.60. Minus of 16.60 is one of the value, but this answer is not valid, because we want the answers should be lying between 0 and 360. means all the values should be greater than 0 and less than 360, means equal to 0 and greater than 0 and less than 360. But here the value of x is minus 16.60. Sometimes we get the value of x from this equation itself, but sometimes we don't get it. Okay, so if we don't get it, then we need to find the value of x. So let's find out. I'll tell you. Let me show you one diagram first. Okay, here I have shared one of the diagram here, and this diagram shows sine graph. This is sine, y is sine x, this is cos x, and this is y equals to tan x graph. But for this question, actually in this exam, they have asked about sine x because it's sine graph, right? So we are talking about sine graph. We just have to focus on this one. Usually sometimes I just gave you some more idea. It may be of cos and tan x also. So we will be solving using this graph, so that's why I'm just trying to show you the graph here. So you just have to solve the first graph. As such, we are asked about the sine graph, so we will be using this one. So let me just draw a sine graph for you right now. See how it happens. This is 180, this is, let's say it's 90 here. Let me draw it a little bit wider, only not an issue. So let's say this is 90 and this is 90, this is 180, this is 270 and this is 360. So the sine graph starts from 0 and maximum it reaches at 1 at 90, and it goes down, and the minimum it reaches at 270 at -1 and reaches back to 360. This is what the sine graph, how it looks like. Can you see this? Also you can see the cos graph. This is drawn over the second one, and also you can see the tan graph, how it looks like. So how to solve this question, how to get the value of x using this graph? See, you have the values of x from starting from this 0, right? Starting from 0 and 360, but we got an answer that is minus 16.60. Let me plot that. So actually if I extend this graph also, it will be like that, right? Something like this. If I extend the graph also, it should be somewhere like this. Minimum it should be reaching at like that. It's just a symmetry, right? So it will be going like that, like that. It will be like, so what we understand from this is x is minus of 16.60, where it can be like this is 90, right? As you know, it should be minus of 90. So minus of 16.60 can be somewhere here. This length I am taking it as minus 16.60. Okay, so we will be using a symmetry method. So this value is minus 16.60, right? This is minus 16.60. So where you can see the same type of value here in this graph, you have to identify. This is one of the value plus 16.60, right? Look the symmetry figure here. This is symmetrical to this. This is also 16.60, right? This value is also 16.60. And also we can say that this is also 16.60. Nowhere at the top, only at the bottom we can find out. So this is also 16.60 minus 16.60. Anyway, you can only see this three symmetrical pattern. This one, and this one. One of the symmetrical pattern is out of the answer, right? This we can't include. This is out of the answer. Only we can use this one and this one answer. But what is the value actual there? This is 180. So 180 plus 16.60 will give you the one of the answer of x. So I'll get one of the value of x as 180 plus 16.60. I hope you understand why I'm adding it. So let me use my calculator. 180 plus 16.60 gives you 180 plus 16.60 gives you 196.6. So one of the value of x is 196.6. Okay, 196.6. The value of x is 196.6. We have one more value, right, over here. So that also we can find, but we have to subtract 360 with We have to subtract now 360 with 16.60. 360 with 16.60. And I got the answer as 343.4. So another value of x is 360 minus of 16.60. I got it as 343.4. So another value of x is 343.4. This is a very simple symmetry way of understanding. You can go through 2 or 3 times the same question, definitely you will understand. So let's move on. Question number 23. So in this question we have to take out common from this 2 and common from this 2. If I want to take out common, I can take out common 3 and I can take out y as common. So I'll be left with x inside, and plus of 12 times 3 was 36, so plus of 12 will be left inside, and this side I'll be taking 5 as common, and I'll be left with x minus of x plus of 12 again, because if you open the bracket you should get again the same thing. See, minus of 5 into x is minus 5x, and minus of 5 into plus 12x, minus of 5 into plus 12 is minus of 60. Okay, so if you are getting like that when you are opening the bracket, so it will be like okay. Then for the denominator I can take out 2 as common. I'll be having x square minus of 288 divided by 2 is 144. Okay, so once we have done this, uh, we can do one thing. Yeah, this two bracket seems like same, this two are same, so we can write it at once. So we can write, and this also we can pair it, right? We can pair this and this and that and that. So we can write 3y minus of 5, and this one will become x plus of 12, and divided by this I can write as a square minus b square, means x square is also there, already there. 144 can be written as 12 square because 12 square is 144, and now this becomes a square minus of b square, right? And I can write this will be remaining, it will remain same, and 2 into, I can write this as a square minus b square, so that is a plus b, x plus 12 and x minus of 12. So this I have written the formula a square minus of b square, so that gives you a plus b and a minus of b. So this is the ultimate result. So then we can cancel out x plus 12 and x plus 12. So we are left with 3y minus of 5 divided by 2 into x minus of 12. So this actually we can split it a little bit more. So this becomes 3y minus of 5, and if I multiply this becomes 2x, expanding the bracket, and this becomes 12 times 2 is 24. So our final answer is 3y minus of 5 divided by 2x minus of 24. So this is the end of the paper. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.